has metal music changed since like when you were really, it was coming on, Anthrax came on, the thrash metal thing was like this new movement. How do you think it's changed now? I mean, has it evolved? And what's your feeling on that?
Well, there's a lot of things that are going on. I mean, obviously there's all the production is enormously different, all the Pro Tools and, we're not dealing with the tapes. We used to slave the drums on another, put those away and bring them back. All that whole tape thing was awesome to have it. And I still think people still use it, and that's great. That's a big difference, right? And, the hours spent trying to get people in the same building where you can do it remotely. We got that going on, which is awesome too. It can be nice. I really love still being in the room, but like me today, you and I could record. We could keep sending us stuff back and forth. We didn't have that. We barely had a damn cassette to put the idea down, So, I mean, obviously those seem small, but they're big. Of course, the albums now with the CDs, you don't have all that stuff. Now we're online, and that's a whole nother department. But music trend style, I still think it all has a way of mixing together. And it's really hard to put these guys in this category, this band in that category. I hate trying to figure that out. Like, do you ever have like iTunes give you like, I think you can listen, you'll like these guys. They're a lot like what you just listened to. Sometimes they get that, sometimes they don't. And, it's nice to explore with different sounds. Actually, the vocals have changed. I think there's a lot more of a growl, a hard-nosed stuff, even though there was, black metal or whatever. I don't even know the names they have it anyhow. I didn't pay attention to too much of it. But that was there, but now it's even more so. It's even more common to have a lot more. And I just don't know how to do it. I don't dislike it. I couldn't begin to try it.
Well, it's like any music genre. I mean, everybody's trying to do the next thing, As a matter of fact, I mean, if you think about it, if you look at every Led Zeppelin record or every Beatle record, they were always outdoing themselves or trying to go to the next thing. And you have to do that in music or any business, really, because you're trying to stay relevant. And it takes creative ideas to come up with new ideas that take your audience to the next place. But you don't want to lose your audience, because if it's too radical, then they might go like, whoa, what are you now? So even within one band, we're trying to keep the ball rolling and keep doing new, creative, innovative things to stay relevant. But then the bands start, because I remember when I was with Mellencamp, because I was with him for 17 years, we were like, oh my God, did you hear what Tom Petty did on that record? What is that? And then even if we don't do exactly what they did, the idea was to do something that's just as unique in our music like it was in their music. So it's like we're always constantly pushing each other.
I'll speak for Anthrax, for myself. I think we just have a lot of great spontaneous thinking and influences and capabilities of doing a whole lot of cool stuff on a record and keeping it real and the same. But at the same time, we have a lot of expectations that we can reach higher goals. I know this seems a bit theory wise, but there's a lot there. And I think and that's why I would think we take a little longer than less, because we want to make sure that we feel good. The band feels good about the music versus, is it right or is it wrong? We just, you'll know when you hear it.
So because of technology, we got Pro Tools and all this stuff, that has probably affected, the way you guys record now. It used to be we'd all have to be in a room, have to have tape going, and now we got Pro Tools. And, during the pandemic, I made Joe Satriani's record here in my room by myself because we couldn't be together. So how did you guys adapt to that stuff? Have you adapted and done things differently because of technology?
Well, I still think that getting in the room is still mandatory for those guys to really get a writing session. They did it prior, before COVID. Obviously in the past, that's what they would do: get in the room and just ram it down for a while. And they're still doing it. And but at the same time, like say, I don't know, just say Charlie was on the road doing something. He go, hey, you know what? I like that, but check this out. I want to put that on this right now. He could do it from wherever he is. drop it in and it's on there, or somebody can't make it, or, you save money too in ways that we couldn't do before because everybody was there at all once. It wasn't always necessary, but now you could just mail it in if you wanted to. But there's definitely a thing about being in the room where you can really have the banter and figure stuff out on the spot, but I enjoy both. I love being in the studio. There's nothing like, with the whole setup and everything. While when I'm home, obviously I can do it when I feel like doing it, or do it as many times as I want with anybody saying, hey, you're wrong or whatever. You just try it and try it. Like when I do the Journey stuff here and send it back and forth to the guys, God, I could do it 10 times in one shot, send it. It's like, oh, all right, I'll do it another 10 times or whatever, or maybe 2 and I'm good.